It's a 5-frame nook box that I turned into a bait hive. As you can see, there's some bees checking it out. Just coming to take a look. I have another one over here. It's a much larger one. This is a 10-framer that I've mounted up on the tree. I have a lot more bees checking it out. And it's got some empty comb in it. It's got some really old comb in it. Nothing to get too excited about. Bees do this all the time. They're always checking out new areas in case a queen decides to swarm. But it's nice to know that bees are looking at it, because if there is a swarm, this is one of the places that they're immediately going to come to. So with any luck, I'll pull in a swarm or two out of these two boxes, and with more luck, it won't be a swarm that came from my boxes. I will know if there's bees in there, even if I didn't see them come in. Once I start seeing bees coming in when they've got pollen on their legs, then I know that they've settled in. And as soon as they do that, then I need to relocate them into another box, because as you can see, this box is just mounted to the tree and it's got a stabilizer bar across the top, but it has no real support on the bottom. I might have to change that. But for right now, if a colony is to move into this, then that box would start getting heavy very quickly. So we're going to head up to my front yard real fast. It smells so good up here. So as we can see, I now have 2 colonies up front. I caught this one right here. Last week I got a phone call from the manager of a Dick's Sporting Good up in Woodbridge, who had this swarm come in, and it landed in a tree outside in their parking lot, and they were getting a little nervous. So they started calling around and finally got me, and I made the trip up there. Normally I wouldn't drive that far, but when he told me that it was 4 feet long on a tree, on the tree branch, I decided it was well worth my time. So I went in there and I faced the traffic and I went up, and sure enough, it was a huge amount of bees. I'm counting anywhere between 20 to 30,000 bees. It was about 4 foot long, and it was as thick around as, my leg is. And you can see that they've settled in really nice. It was a very easy job. I wish I had a chance to film it, but I was away from home when I got the phone call, so I had minimal equipment with me. But I did have a box with me. So I went up there, and it was about 7 foot up, and I stuck my box on top of a 6-foot ladder that I borrowed from the manager, and just knocked them all inside. And then I put the box on my truck and sprayed the branch a little bit with Fletcher's Be Gone, and it didn't take too long before everybody was in the box and I was heading home. So it was a beautiful swarm. It took me maybe 15 minutes to do the whole thing. As you can see, they're working really well. Lots of pollen's coming in. So that is now 2 swarms for me for 2014. I would expect a lot more, but we have been having so much rain here lately. It's been ridiculous. Let's see if I can take a quick peek on the inside without getting myself stung, because I'm not wearing anything. So as you can see, look at all the bees that are in there. Now this This hive has full frames in it. I didn't have any more frames set up where it was just the half. Let's take a look inside of this one. So these guys are drawing all their own comb out, and they're using frames that just have a strip of foundation put on it, so that's all natural. So I'm expecting the bees and that first hive there, next generation, are going to start coming out smaller, because they say that when bees draw out their own comb, they naturally make smaller cells than the ones that are drawn out on plastic comb like I have in this one here. But I'm going to be building a lot more frames, and the frames are going to have less and less of the plastic foundation in them and more of just a strip, so that they can build their own combs down inside of the frames. I really like that idea. All right, signing off. Burnley Farm Apiary. This is Thurman. Y'all take care.